Welcome to Nugget 174 with Steve Groman. And a couple weeks ago, a friend of ours loaned me a book, really great book written by the Audubon Society. And there was a place in there that I had never heard of, and it's called Madison, Boulder. What made me feel a little bit better is that none of our friends up here in northern New Hampshire had ever heard of it either, so I didn't feel so bad. But we checked it out, and this is what we found. Madison, Boulder State Wayside, a geological park. And we parked in the tiny little parking lot. We were the only ones there, only people there. There are plenty of bugs. And we walked a short trail. It's just a couple blocks long, went by a beautiful little stream. It's a beautiful place. And this is the first sign.
It says Madison, Boulder, State Geologic Site, a gift to the state of New Hampshire in 1946, in memory of James O. Geary and A. Crosby Kennett, New Hampshire Division of Parks. Fascinating place. How did we ever not know about this thing?
I don't know, but as you can see in this video, we're walking down the path, and it's like...
This thing is ginormous. Oh, this is awesome. This is crazy.
This is the craziest thing we have ever seen just out in the middle of nowhere, and how we have missed this, not heard of this. It's just unbelievable. I immediately started texting all our friends, you got to come over here. This place is crazy.
It's a big rock, isn't it?
It's a big old rock. And let's see what they say about it.
It says, during the glacial period over 25,000 years ago, a great ice sheet more than a mile thick moved over this area.
And they know that how?
Well, that's when they say the Ice Age was, yes. The mass of ice was powerful enough to move both large and small boulders. As ice sheets retreated, these boulders were left behind. They are called Glacial Erratics. Madison Boulder is one of the largest glacial erratics in the world. It is 87 feet long, 23 feet wide, 37 feet high. Its estimated weight is 4,662 tons. That's a big rock.
It's ginormous.
Now, the ice, there was certainly ice. We talk about that in our lessons over the years. And as a consequence of the flood, it came in at the time of the flood, and it had plenty of energy. But it is unusual to see a big giant boulder like this with nothing else around it.
Well, I know in the meetings you have talked for years about how there's just this boulder sitting out in the middle of a field, and we have seen these kinds of things, but nothing this massive. And we've been traveling New Hampshire for over 2 decades and never heard of this, so that was really exciting to come across. Visiting the Madison Boulder Natural Area. The Madison Boulder Natural Area is located at the end of Boulder Road off New Hampshire Route 113 in Madison, New Hampshire. A short walk from the parking area will bring you to this very impressive rock. That's an understatement. First-time visitors are often amazed at its actual size, and we certainly were, that's for sure.
Yeah, so bring your camera and have a picnic lunch. That would be an awesome place once it's not bug season anymore.
Right.
This says on the brochure, this park is unstaffed but is open to the public year-round at no charge. Please be reminded that no comfort stations are available, and all items, including trash, must be carried out with you when you leave. You know, it's kind of sad that they have to even say kind of thing like that. And then they have this criminal code for destruction of private property. It's a shame in our society they have to do that, isn't it?
It is a shame.
And people would graffiti it up and trash it up and all that.
Well, there was a little bit of graffiti.
There was a little bit of it already
and
on
it's
there.
just horrible because this is
too bad.
impressive.
It's impressive. And it's evidence of the flood.
Actually, it is phenomenal evidence of the flood, and we are to be stewards of the land and take care of things. And I hate whenever we do see trash and we do try and pick it up, and sometimes we just carry an extra bag, and that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
The front of the brochure says that this is the largest known glacial erratic in North America and a national natural landmark, and that's an understatement. Well, one of the interesting things on the brochure is that it differs from the sign, and we kind of had a little bit of
we see that a lot.
Fun with inconsistencies. For example, it says that they have estimated that up to 10 feet of this rock has been buried deep into the soil that it rests on. So they're saying that it measures 23 feet in height, 37 feet from front to back, and 85 feet from left to right. So they said, can you imagine trying putting this on a scale? Interestingly, they say that it is Conway granite, and New Hampshire is the granite state, and there's granite everywhere.
Curbs.
Even the curbs are made out of granite in New Hampshire, and this sort of impresses some people, but this is Conway granite, and it says that it weighs approximately 164.86 pounds per cubic feet. And based on that, they're calculating that this object could weigh 5,963 tons. So we don't know. It's a big old boy regardless.
What is a glacial erratic? The most recent ice advance occurred during the Pleistocene epoch, which is a unit of time 2.6 million years ago. The world's climate had cooled enough to allow snow to accumulate into huge sheets of ice that covered much of the northern half of North America. Here in New England, the continental glacier flowed southward from present-day Labrador. As this ice flowed over our hills and mountains, it broke off pieces of rock from the underlying bedrock. And that's, very well might likely be sort of what happened, but no, when the mountains rose, the valley sank down, there's a lot of breaking and shifting taking place, and then the ice just moves. It has plenty of energy to move whatever it needs to, but the ice did not break the granite off, but that is kind of what it implies there.
The Madison boulder was probably plucked from Witten Ledge, less than 2 miles to the northwest, which is made of Conway granite. The ice transported the boulder, smoothing its edges, and left it sitting in a different type of rock, called the Concord granite. A glacier boulder sitting on bedrock of a different type is known as a glacial erratic. So that's how they know, because it's sitting on different type of granite.
It's sitting on different type of granite, but once again, this is all conjecture. Did it break off of that? They don't know. Probably was plucked off. No doubt it is at the time of the flood when the mountains rose.
We don't know the exact scenario of what happened and how this rock got there. We just know that it's evidence of a worldwide flood. The time frame is not Pleistocene, and it isn't 2.6 million years ago. They have to just be consistent with the timing of the last ice age?
It's a beautiful place. It's a really neat place. It'd kind of be really cool in the snow time, I suppose.
And as we walked away, I couldn't help but keep looking back at this thing, because it was like, I cannot believe this thing is ginormous.
It is. It is that. But it's worth a trip.
Yeah.
It's a great homeschool trip.
It's a great trip for anyone in New England, or if you're visiting New England, just because of the historic nature of this giant geological wonder.
Anybody could then say they've seen the largest boulder in North America.
They can say it. We can say it now.
We can say it.
All right. Well, thank you. The Creation Seminar series is invaluable to families. We don't just put that up and say this should be part of every God-honoring home. We mean it.
Right.
The information is important. And if you appreciate these nuggets, please share them with your friends and family and post them on your own social media sites. We appreciate those of you who can support this ministry by prayers and by offerings. Thank you.